First night of playing basketball happened last night, and oh my goodness, did we have some bangers. First of all, the Lakers and the Pelicans played, and my God, what a game from start to finish. Zion, I am so disappointed that he got injured. Not to say that it's Zion's fault whatsoever, but damn, it felt like a come-out party when it came to Zion. But that's not why we're here. That's not why you clicked on this video. I want to have a discussion today about the Warriors. Listen, the 9-10 matchup happened last night. It was the Golden State Warriors versus the Sacramento Kings. The Golden State Warriors were the 10th seed. The Sacramento Kings were the 9th seed. So the game was in Sacramento. And the Golden State Warriors got blown the fuck out. 118 to 94. 118 to 94. We look at the Sacramento Kings. Keegan Murray had 32 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, 8 threes, 50% from the field. Had a monster game. Monster game. Sabonis gave you 16, 12, and 7 with 2 steals and a block. Another monster game. De'Aaron Fox. I want to say it's a monster game, but it's still a good game. 24 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. You even got 17 from Harrison Barnes. It's a great all-around performance from the Sacramento Kings. They definitely got the revenge for last season's playoffs this season by knocking out Golden State. And on the other side of things, Golden State didn't even crack 100 points, which is pretty bad in today's NBA. Steph Curry, you know, I honestly expected more from Steph Curry. I am actually 0-2 right now in my playoff predictions from yesterday. But I said, man, listen, I understand this Warriors team is trash, but give me one game, just one game. I trust Steph Curry to give us a show. And I can't even lie, he played bad. He played bad. He could have, should have took more shots. He had 6 turnovers. Steph Curry could have played better. Klay Thompson. 0 of 10 from the field. 0 of 10 from the field. Andrew Wiggins, listen, I was apologizing when it came to you a couple years ago, but and I understand, we kind of understand who you are now at this point. I don't think anyone's expecting star from you, even though you were an all-star that year, all-star starter specifically. But 4 of 11 from the field. You got Jonathan Kuminga, 6 of 15 from the field. Just a bad outing from the Golden State Warriors. Chris Paul played 18 minutes. He only had 3 points, was 1 of 3 from the field. Didn't really do much. Minus 15. Moses Moody had 16, though. I will say that. Moses Moody had 16, and Draymond had a Draymond game. Could have used a couple more rebounds than 3 from your starting power forward. But nevertheless, the Golden State Warriors have been eliminated. And for so many years, we saw them, go the deepest in the playoffs. And it's just weird seeing them get bounced out. They're the first team to get bounced out in this year's playoffs. So now that the season is over, there have been a couple quotes coming out from the Golden State Warriors camp about they're being sentimental. This whole season, the Golden State Warriors have been pretty sentimental when it comes to this season. It feels like a last dance type of season. You know what I'm saying? The quotes of Draymond and Steve Kerr crying it up. Stephen Curry tearing up a couple weeks ago. Klay Thompson and his quotes about, I'm not the same dude anymore. It just feels like the end of something that, whether you like it or not, was great. It feels like the end. Or is it? Because now that we're here, I think that's the question that the Golden State Warriors need to answer. Now that the season is over, y'all ended the season as a 46-win team, which is a good team. Don't get me wrong. 46 wins in the West is a good team. But in the grand scheme of things, specifically in the Western Conference, y'all are a middle-of-the-pack team. In my opinion, this is the worst position to be in as an NBA franchise. a team that's not really competing for championships, but also not ass enough to be getting high draft picks and really good young assets. You are just a NBA team. And as much prestige as the Golden State Warriors have, as much star power as they have with Steph Curry, they are a middle-of-the-pack team stuck in no man's land. And I think we haven't really had that discussion because they've gone on spurts this season where they looked really good. They've gone on spurts this season where they look really bad. And it averages out to literally being a middle-of-the-pack team by the end of the season. I don't think there's much of a difference between Golden State scenario and Chicago scenario. I don't think there's much of a difference between Golden State scenario and Atlanta scenario. You know what I'm saying? These are good teams that will provide you good basketball, but in terms of their direction, we got to pick a direction. I think it has gotten to that point. Steph Curry is 35, right? Let's look at the roster. Steph Curry is 35, and in this season is still capable of giving you 26 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, on good efficiency. Is this the best season of Steph Curry's career? Absolutely not. But Steph Curry is still a really, really good player that can arguably still be a number one on a championship level team. And at the worst, in my opinion, a number 2, right? Klay Thompson, as much slack as Klay Thompson has gotten this season, Klay Thompson, at the end of the day, is still a 39% shooter from 3, giving you 9 attempts a game, giving you 18 points a game. That's still a very valuable asset in this league. And he has championship experience. Draymond Green, still one of the best defenders in the league when he's on the court, when he's healthy. Giving you 9, 6, and 7. Right? Even if we even want to go back to Andrew Wiggins, I understand Andrew Wiggins didn't have the best season of his career, but there's still value there for a championship contender on another team. You can still get something out of Andrew Wiggins. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul is kind of cooked. I ain't gonna lie. Unless a team wants him for a Udonis Haslem role, it is what it is. And then on the flip side of things, y'all actually have young assets. And I think that's what makes this whole Golden State situation interesting, is because I think in hindsight, they made a mistake not trading that James Wiseman pick. Yes, they got a championship a couple years later. So if that's all that matters to you, it is what it is. That proved us wrong. It is what it is. But I do still feel like in terms of optimizing this team as best as it could, I think that 22 team might have been better if they traded that pick. That would have been a more talented team set up for a more consistent run within the last 3 to 4 years instead of just that one championship run. Maybe they would have been more consistent and made a deeper playoff run last season. Maybe they would have made a deeper playoff run this season. I don't know. But I still feel like that was a wasted opportunity. But a couple years later, because Jonathan Kuminga has had his come-out party this season, because Moses Moody has shown promise this season, because you got a B-Pod showing you promise this season, now you actually have some young assets you can play with, and essentially the basketball gods have given y'all a, hey, if y'all want to go in this win-now direction, y'all got something to work with. Y'all don't have any young asset. Y'all don't have no young assets that, you know, a team trying to trade their star player wouldn't want. Y'all actually have some pieces. So what are you willing to give up? And I think the Golden State Warriors need to make a decision. Do we go and try to ride out the Steph Curry, Klay, and Draymond era and squeeze that lemons as hard as we can and trade a B-Pod, trade a Jonathan Kuminga, trade a Moses Moody, or even trade a combination of Klay and Jonathan Kuminga to get some. Long story short, if they want to win more championship with Steph Curry, there's an avenue there, in my opinion, for them to continue to be a championship contender for the next 2 to 3 years if they really want to squeeze that lemon out in the Steph Curry era. Or they can go another direction and be realistic and say, yo, just like the 2013 Celtics or 2014 Celtics, whichever year it was, yo, we had our time in the sun. We were the rock stars for a decade. We got our 4 rings, okay? But it is time to be real, and it is time for us to set up the future of Golden State Warriors basketball. Steph Curry, it was fun. Klay Thompson, it was fun. Draymond Green, it was fun. Steve Curry, it was fun. But it is time for new blood to come in, okay? Larry Bird doesn't have to walk through that door anymore. Michael Jordan doesn't have to walk through that door anymore. We need a new era. And while Stephen Curry still has this value, while Klay still has his value, while Draymond still has his value, let's pull a 2013 Celtics, and it's going to be a tough pill to swallow. Trade these motherfuckers, get really good young assets, while having Jonathan Kuminga, while having a Moses Moody, while having a B-Pod, and we can usher and set up a new era of Golden State Warriors basketball that may be the next dynasty. Who knows? Who knows? But I think it would be just a missed opportunity. And I just hope at the end of this season that the Golden State Warriors make a decision. Just make a decision. Pick a direction. That is my pet peeve when it comes. That is why I have so much hate for the Chicago Bulls right now. Is in the NBA specifically, I hate stagnancy. I hate just being an NBA team. I feel like it's such a waste of time for fans and just fans in general to consume your product of basketball. When hey, if you just want a cool game, I guess that serves its purpose. And not everyone can be a good or bad team. But if I have a choice as an owner of a team, and I'm looking for truly what's best for my team, I think being a mediocre ass team is such a waste of time. Unless your goal is to sell tickets. And if this team right here, if Golden State comes out and say, yo, I ain't gonna lie, all this is fine and dandy, but this core right here is selling tickets. Fine. But even within that, if you really think Steph Curry is so valuable that fuck the future, let's sell out this arena as much as we can for the next 4 to 5 years. I still think even in that direction, you still need to make a move and make sure that those seats are packed out. Make sure that there is winning basketball and exciting championship level basketball to be seen when they go into the Chase Center Arena. And go about it that way. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Or do y'all think, is there a future where, they make a couple tweaks, couple adjustments in the offseason, but they don't need to trade and have this big blow up that everyone is looking for them to have? I personally think so. And I think it's a tough pill to swallow the day after Golden State got eliminated. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. And I'm out of here, man. Peace.